Afternoon, Michael. Can I ask first of all about Lucas Engel? Presumably he's going to Cincinnati. Presumably he's leaving with your best wishes. But what are the prospects for his return at the end of the season?
Yeah, Lucas is gone. He's, it's one of those. I think the windows we had a little bit of a change round and freshened up in some ways. And Lucas has gone for a new experience and to play some games, and we'll see how that goes really, and judge it as in when.
The transfer window has closed since we last saw you, and 6 new players in. You've had 9 days since the Sunderland game. In training, that's presumably represented a great opportunity to bed those players in. Yeah,
no, it's been a great opportunity. I think we've certainly tried to make the most of it as you'd expect, but the boys have settled in fantastically well, actually, really quickly, and there's a good feeling amongst the group. I think there's certainly a feeling of a freshness and re-energised in some ways, and but it doesn't feel new, which is important, I think, because it can be easily, and it was something we are conscious of with certain changes that it can feel quite new, and it hasn't felt like that. The boys have settled in great and fitted in, and we trained really well, trained hard, trained well, and we feel we're in a good place. I think it's we've come out of the window in good shape, and I'm happy what we've got now, and got to keep building now.
Because you come out the window having lost 8 players, including your leading goal scorer. So is the squad now stronger since the window closed?
I'm happy with the squad. I think there's ins and outs. There's different reasons for the ins and outs. That's part of a window, and getting the balance right. I'm happy. I think we've got a good balance within the group. I think we've added some good experience to the group, and some good talent and quality to the group for sure as well. So I'm really happy.
I mean, you're well known for always judging your team by the performance rather than necessarily the result. But the reality is, in the last 10 games, you've won just 13 points out of a possible 30. Are you concerned about that longer-term trend?
I'm not concerned. I think we accept it, totally accept it. It is what it is, and no trying to change that. I think it's quite clear, that we can improve results of late. What's clear to me, though, is we're capable of doing that. 100% we're capable of doing that, and we're capable of putting results together. And we showed that over a period of time, and sometimes in seasons or during the season there's waves of form that you could do without, and results for sure, and we've certainly had that, not getting away from that, and we need to do something about it, which, to be honest, I'm really encouraged. I'm quite excited about what's ahead. I think we got the squad, the group, the feeling that some really good games coming up, so all to play for.
They don't come much more mouth-watering than a trip to Bramall Lane and Sheffield United. Presumably a fantastic game ahead.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. We're going there looking forward to the game, prepared well. The boys are, we've trained well, but there's nothing like playing games, and this is one of those. It's always a challenge going there, and with the type of team and the quality of the team Chris has assembled and the squad that they've got. It's a good challenge for us, but we're confident. We're going down and looking forward to it.
I mean, Chris mentioned after the match on Saturday that his team were second best in all departments against Portsmouth, who of course are in the relegation area. Do you take? Presumably, you studied the video of that game. Have you spotted potential weaknesses in Sheffield?
Every single team's got potential weakness when you watch. I think credit to them. I think they've found an unbelievable consistency in results, and even though maybe they've not been at the very, very best, to find a way to win, and that's a skill in itself, and definitely that's something that we've not been able to find or up till now, I should say, and that's the kind of where we want to get to matching the performances largely with results, and credit to them that's why they are where they're in the league, and the points they've accumulated over a period of time, and that's certainly the challenge we face between now and the end of the season, of putting that together for ourselves.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Michael. Obviously, it was a really disappointing way to lose against Sunderland. What was your message to the players after that, and how have they responded since?
Players been great. They came in. We had a day or two off, and we came in the next day, and we had a couple of days off, and then trained really well and trained hard since then. And the boys came back really, really well. The first day back, they came in with a real kind of, you could feel there was a real hunger and a drive that I didn't really have to say too much to them. It kind of shone through and trained well last week. So I was really encouraged by how they did that. And it's not easy, but sometimes you take a result like that, or you take a setback like that, especially the way it happened, and it can go two ways. But certainly the boys came back and have attacked the life out of the week and trained unbelievably well, and chomping at the bit to play the next game.
And have you spoken in particular to Ryan Giles following his own goal? How has he reacted to that?
He's fine. There's things happen in games, sometimes you can do something about it, sometimes you can't. It was unfortunate. It's one of them moments that's not going to change what happens next for Ryan, and fully support him with that, no problem.
And are you hoping to be able to kind of channel, I guess, the frustration or whatever emotion you got from last Monday? Are you hoping to be able to channel that tomorrow night? Yeah,
I mean, it feels a long time ago. It was an important game for different reasons, and obviously it was a disappointing night for it to finish like that. I thought we didn't deserve that, but that's how it is, and we had to accept it. And but it does feel a long time ago, and the amount of training we've had and the time that's passed, I think it's cleared our heads, and we're looking forward more than back.
And just looking ahead then, Sheffield United obviously played against Portsmouth at the weekend. Do you see that as maybe a potential advantage, that you've had such a long window to have a rest and to train as well, whereas clearly they haven't?
It is what it is. I think there's both ways to it. I think to keep playing games and listen, they've won again, so they're looking forward, I'm sure, to the next game, because they're in a good run of form, and they'll just be wanting to play games, being in that position before, and you just want the next game to come. So for them, that's that. For us, with the changes and the way it's gone, I think the week's been a good week for us to take a deep breath, to freshen up and re-energise, and we've certainly done that. So there's two sides to it. I'm sure come tomorrow we'll see the benefits.
And what are you expecting from Sheffield United?
Listen, it's a tough game. I think the way they're playing, the atmosphere they create in this being in that stadium, it's a challenge. It always has been. It's nothing new really, and they've continued that this season. So but we're looking forward to it. I think they're a good team. Got some good players. Got some really good individuals. But so have we. So I'm expecting a good game.
And historically, it's been perhaps a bit of a struggle at Bramall Lane, although you won there last season. Does that factor at all into how you plan to set up for the game?
No, not to be honest. I think we've got a new group. In some ways, they've got a new group they've added to the team. I think history is history. It's a beautiful thing, the ups and downs and the memories that's created. But going on the pitch on Wednesday, tomorrow, it's a whole new thing.
And I know obviously you've just finished one transfer window, but do you already have a bit of an eye towards the next one, obviously particularly having sold Latte Lath for a record fee, thinking how you could potentially spend that money?
No, there's always, you've got to think ahead, to a point. I think what's at stake and where we're at the moment, I think it's the games coming up, what we can do and how we can make a difference and influence these games coming up. But there's a constant evolution of the squad and what it means, and who's what contracts, who's got how long left, what it looks like, whose future is here, who's maybe not. That's just natural, and it's always going on behind the scenes somewhere.
And finally, obviously you've got 6 new players. Are they potentially all available to play tomorrow?
Yeah, we've got the same group really that we had. So the boys are in good shape.
Brilliant. Thanks very much.
Just on the same group, Michael, I mean, how's Ben, first of all? Is there any kind of clear indication on how far off we're
Yeah, he's gone probably a few weeks, I'd say. Yeah. Few more weeks. He's okay. It could have been a lot worse. At one stage it looked like it might have been a lot worse, but thankfully it's not. So if a few weeks, a number of weeks.
And what about Johnny? Kind of, where's he at? How far away is he?
Yeah, Johnny's just gone through his rehab really. So we were hoping that he might have got back a little bit quicker at one stage, but yeah, the funny things, the calves and especially the stage he's at in his career, and it's quite common to have that. So we've got to be a little bit careful and hopefully getting back pretty soon though.
And the other one's probably Anthony.
I'm back training today.
Right.
Tomorrow's probably too quick for him, to be honest, but he's back training with the group today for the first time, so that's positive.
Yeah, and obviously the news was announced, I think it was this week or the week before, about Tommy, wasn't it? Kind of retiring, which is obviously, you know, very sad for him that he hasn't been able to get back. Did that ever come into your thinking in terms of whether you needed another right back? I mean, clearly getting Anthony back is a massive help, isn't it? Which presumably was a big part of your thinking.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got two good right backs, you know, and Anthony and Luke. And first of all, got the Tommy one. You know, it's sad. It's such an unfortunate situation. It's not nice for anyone have to go through, and to see a player have to go through that. It's tough, but I think it's been something we've been aware of for a little bit of time really. So it's not come out totally out of the blue. But I've had plenty of conversations with Tom and myself, and tried to be there to support him and help him along the way. Really, it was a nasty injury, and we thought we could overcome it and together. But football throws up some horrible things at times, and it's not always exactly how we'd like it to go. But it's he's a big character. He has been, and he continues to be that. Tommy, a big personality around. He supported the lads unbelievably well. He's been there for myself, and the way he's gone about the whole injury rehab, the whole kind of announcement, and he comes out with real credit, and we certainly wish him all the best. We're here to support him in the next period, the initial period now, and certainly try to help him with what goes on in the future.
Of the lads who came in, obviously the one who wasn't available last time out was Kelechi, who would imagine will be in the squad and involved at some stage tomorrow. I mean, it's not that long ago that he was, you know, making massive headlines, firstly at Man City and then obviously at Leicester. I mean, presumably he would admit that the Sevilla move hasn't quite gone how he wanted, hence why he's back here. But I mean, if you can get anywhere close to the Kelechi Iheanacho that was kind of tearing up the Premier League, you'll have some player, won't you?
Kel's got some experience, you know, and pedigree, for want of a better word, really, in terms of what the experience he's had, what level he's played at over a long period of time, and played against us at Riverside last season, and well, we managed to come out on top that day. But I think he showed the quality and what he can bring, and he's desperate to play. Fantastic personality. He's been great since he's been here. He's trained great with the boys, and he's desperate to get started, and I think we've crossed that front line. I think we've got a really good balance and options, and everyone can't play at the same time, but actually I think we can use that to our advantage. I think games now are becoming games where you need more players to take part in terms of coming off the bench at different times, or who starts and who finishes, and getting that balance right. So I think we're in good shape in that area for sure.
And I mean, you know, you don't want to say players are like for like, because clearly every player is individual, but a lot of the way that he plays, there are definite similarities to the way that Emmanuel liked to play, in terms of being on the shoulder of the last defender, balls down the channel, you know, that kind of style.
Yeah, there's a bit of that. I think listen, we played a lot of the season with Tommy and Manu sharing the load, and when Tommy was fit and he's kind of minutes to goal, and the amount of goals he scored when he's been on the pitch is he's up there as good as anyone. So I understand the Manu one. Look, we wish him all the best. The way he's handled everything, he's been nothing but fantastic for me the whole way through, and things come to an end and move on at certain points, and that's how it is, and we certainly hope the very best for Manu, you know, and but yeah, Tommy's here, and then he has been here, and he's a massive part of what we do as well, and then obviously bringing Kel and Morgan in and Sam in to add to what we've got, we feel that we've strengthened in a different way, and it's definitely not one in, one out, or like for like. It's gives us different options.
And I thought it was interesting when you, in one of the answers to previous questions, when you were talking about Sheffield United and kind of one of their strengths being this season that they've just found a way to relentlessly pick up points, and you know, almost the number of games when Chris has been coming out saying we haven't been at our best and yet they've got the results. Is that, there's been games this season where Borough have been excellent, there's been games where you've not dropped off very much at all and not picked up points, but there's also been games where you've not been at your best and you haven't found a way to just get something, and that feels like something that's going to be, because you're not going to play brilliantly probably in every game between now and the end of the season. It's getting something from them matches that could be key.
No, totally. It's pretty obvious, and if you know, accept that we haven't picked enough points up, whether that is from good positions, whether that's from positions when we need to find something a little bit different, and ultimately, I've said it many times, that dictates where you are in the league, you know, and I think largely for the performances wise, we feel that we should have got a little bit more, but you only get what you get when the points are on the table. So I do think if we continue to put in the level of performance and we improve on the level of performance, listen, it gives you a better chance, and I think we need to rely on that in the running to know what you're capable of, to give you that confidence. And but yeah, totally agree. We got to find that way of accumulating points, you know, and that's where we need to get to.
And last one, I know you say the games are in the past, but that game 2 years ago when you won there, you know, I think probably one of the best performances potentially of your reign here, but it came within a period and helped kick-start a period where for 2 months the momentum just seemed relentless, and that came from a position which was worse than the one you're currently in now. So while you won't want to look back necessarily at the game, that shows that actually there's plenty of this season left, and if you can hit that kind of momentum, it can carry you a hell of a long way in the last 3 months of the season.
Oh, you're dead right, and as much as I don't like it at all, this season, the way it's the wave that we've had, not happy with it, you know, in terms of we want more points and we want to be better. But I think again, the massively encouraging part for me is what we can do and what's possible. We got to go and do it. We got to earn it. We got to go and prove it, and it's all in front of us. But it gives us a lot of belief to know that that's in front of us if we keep doing the right things, and there's potential there. And this league, for whatever reason, does that. You see it throughout from top to bottom, teams going on runs both ways, both types of form, and sometimes it's difficult to put your finger on why. But we'll give it everything, you know, and we're capable of some good performances. We need to keep putting that into results.
Thank you. Talked about the new signings there, Michael. Obviously 6 new arrivals, you said, but it doesn't feel new as such. But I guess particularly when you're in a kind of run that you're in now at the moment, can new faces, and particularly of that calibre of player as well, can that help, you know, lift everyone at the club?
Honestly, it doesn't feel, being around it, like, if you look at it, it's not been fantastic run in terms of points, in terms of necessarily some of the results, but it doesn't feel like that at all. And that's not us getting kind of blasé about things and saying, oh, it doesn't really matter. It matters. It matters an awful lot, but it doesn't affect, and it hasn't affected the energy or the mood or the confidence, which is pleasing, you know. And if anything, it's fueled that motivation that little bit more. So it's not the run that we're looking at. It's what's next. It's the games ahead. Some big games, some really good games to be involved with. We're certainly looking ahead at them and trying to get the best out of them.
Yeah, and you know, you've got that kind of inner belief, that confidence running through the squad that you talked about, and you know, despite the kind of form, you're still right within it. You know, I think it's still destiny in your own hands, isn't it, after Blackburn's defeat last week? So I mean, that must be encouraging, that if you could just find a run, you know, the opportunity's there clearly.
The opportunity's there. It's a massive opportunity, and yeah, of course. Listen, we've been in slightly better positions at times since I've been here, but we've been in a lot worse situations, and we've always had that confidence that we can put a run together and we can get good results, and that's even more so now with the squad that we've got and where the lads are at, the feeling amongst them, the spirit. I've just said it's up to us. We've got to do something about it now, but I do feel we're in a good place, and there'll be ups and downs, you know. through the games that we've got coming, but that's not going to knock us off track. We've not been knocked off track with what we've just gone through, which hasn't been particularly great, but I think there can be much better times ahead if we put things together.
Yeah. Of the kind of relatively late arrivals in the window, we saw a bit of Samuel Hillen Jr. against Sunderland, but not a lot. I was listening back to his club interview when he first signed the other day, and he mentioned then that he's obviously a very versatile player, and he probably hasn't worked out, he said himself, yet what his best role is. Based on what you've seen on him so far, do you kind of have a good idea of how you would like to use him in this Middlesbrough side and how he can improve?
Yeah, no, definitely he is for someone so young, really. Still, Sam, he's had an incredible experience, the clubs he's been at and the football that he's played, and on top of that, the positions. He can do anything from left back to left wing to right wing, and with kind of the same. It doesn't faze him, and he's not fussed. And you ask him, and he's happy to play all of them. So it's quite a wide range of positions, and it's a hell of a skill and attributes and ability to be able to do that. And but he's an attacking player. He's an attacking player, and he can go both ways, off his left, off his right, and he wants to commit and he wants to be positive. And he's a really exciting player. And he's got a great head on his shoulders. He's so switched on. He's so stable. His attitude's absolutely top class. And he's come here really looking forward to finishing the season with us.
Yeah, I remember obviously back in the summer when Ben came in. I mean, there's been like a strategy at the club obviously from that first season of not wanting to overly rely on loan players, but when Ben became available, you kind of said it was one that you just you didn't want to turn down. It was a great opportunity. Does it feel similar with Sam as well? Yeah,
I think so. I think there's different ways and different reasons for using the loan, and we've spoken about it a few times of what we feel might be right, what's not, and certainly if certain opportunities come along, you've got to take them in what fits for us and fits for the player as well. And for Sammy, I think it's a really good fit. I think he's desperate and he's keen to come and play for us and be part of that as well, and take the next step in his career. And for us to have him is fantastic. He's been playing Champions League 2-3 weeks ago and playing very well, so to have him in and around the groups is a great boost for us.
Just one more on the injury front. How's Darragh Lenihan doing at the minute? Is he any closer?
Yeah, he's had a few ups and downs, Darragh, unfortunately, but we're hoping to have him back before the end of the season at some point if we can. He's been out for some time, Darragh, and he's, as I said, it was an ankle to start with, and then he had a bit of an issue with his Achilles and a couple of niggles with him being out for so long. So there's not a really massive time frame on it for him. I think we've got to be patient with him. Obviously, he's been out for a time, so he's patient. He's been incredibly patient himself, and keeps working hard in and around us all the time. But it's a difficult place for him to be. But yeah, we're working for him to hopefully be back some point before the end of the season.
Yeah, obviously during the window you let Matt Clark leave for Derby, and I know I asked before the Sunderland game whether that might make you think about signing someone, and you said you'd be alright. Was Darragh kind of factored into that when you were thinking about that? Because without Darragh it's just a three singing centre backs now, so was Darragh kind of in the thinking then when you made that?
Yeah, he's part of the group, Darragh, yeah, for sure, and I know he hasn't been in front of you guys for quite some time, and he's out of work, but yeah, definitely part of the group. Came back pre-season, looked really good, and unfortunately had a setback which he's still trying to come back from. So but yeah, listen, Luke Aylin's played centre back. I think he's played 2 or 3 times, and we've won the 2 or 3 games that he's played. Johnny can do it as well when he's fit, and we've got 3 fantastic ones that we're really, really happy with that. So that's why I think we're covered in that respect, and we're happy with what we got.
Yeah, I mean the defence has obviously been a topic of conversation for a number of weeks now, and it's as you've rightly pointed out, the statistics suggest that structurally isn't an issue. You don't concede a lot of chances, but manage to somehow concede too many goals. I think it's fair to say it. I mean, how do you kind of put that right moving forward? Because I guess it has to be put right moving forward.
No, it has to improve, yeah, for sure, and it's not just a back four or a goalkeeper. It's a team responsibility, and it's just like scoring a lot of goals, and the defenders don't get a lot of credit for the goals going in, but it's a lot of our goals we score, they have a massive impact in providing for that, and it's just it's the same as defending and keeping the ball out our own net as a team as well. So this we have it's hard work, you know. It's work, it's training, it's analysis, it's meetings, it's everything that goes into it to be better as a team and be better in the key moments, really, in and around our box. Yeah, it's clear we certainly need to be better at, but I'm confident that we can get better as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, particularly because of the game it was Sunderland, and you know the type of game that and what it means to supporters, there was a lot of disappointment coming out of that game and with form in general. But the kind of general feeling that we're getting here is there's real belief and real confidence and quite a bullish nature at the club. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm not bullish. I'm not trying to put any kind of spin on it. I'm just, it's how I feel, I think we've got a really good group, and I think we've had results that we need to be better, should have been better. We haven't had enough points, we've conceded too many goals. Totally accept that. There's no way I'm hiding from that, and we need to do something about it, but it doesn't knock me off kind of my thinking of what we can do between now and the end of the season. And as I said, I'm sure there'll be some ups and downs. Every result and performance is not going to be perfect, but I'm confident we can get where we want to be.